Hello everyone and welcome back to another session of Riviera Fest. My name's Lloyd and I'm one of the key account managers here at Riviera Travel. I'm also joined by the lovely and fabulous Roxy. Roxy is our wonderful trade marketing manager. We are super excited to be here today talking to you more about our wonderful South Africa tour. I know lots of you have been joining lots of our sessions already this week. And I know you've heard from many of our wonderful colleagues, and it's now our turn to impress you on all things South Africa. So don't forget to pay attention, take as many notes as you can. As you already know, throughout the week, we are giving away 5 spots on our upcoming fam trip to Marrakesh and the Atlas Mountains. There's a poll next to the questions. There's a poll questions next to the chat and Q&A box. So don't forget to answer some questions before you leave and rejoin us again tomorrow to be with your chance of winning one of those spots. So you can get to go on a Riviera tour for yourself and really immerse yourself in everything that a tour has to offer. So obviously we're here to talk about South Africa. So we've got a short video to play you and all the footage you see on this video is of the recent trip that I took to South Africa in April. So enjoy and we'll be back in a minute or two. Hi everyone, Lloyd and Heidi here. We are currently on our South Africa fam trip. We're just how many days in now?
3, I think it is.
3 days in of our 16-day South Africa tour. We're currently at the Hippo Hollow Lodge Hotel on this beautiful river setting. We've just seen some elephants come along and have a bathe in the river. I'm hoping to see some hippos as well. What's been your highlight so far?
Oh, definitely today, because we've been to Kruger National Park and we made a nice early start, but it was well worth it because we've seen 2 lots of prides of lion. We've seen the elephants,
giraffes,
with the baby elephants, the giraffes. We saw a hyena passing by.
Loads,
so a lovely
loads
owl.
of animals.
Yeah, so we saw lots of animals. So
Absolutely.
definitely the highlight.
And I think today they were saying how they couldn't believe how many animals were actually out in force as well. So we were really, really lucky. What's been your highlight so far?
Oh, so many. I suppose Kruger, I think everyone's going to say the same thing.
Everyone's going to say Kruger.
But we travelled through Swaziland, we went to Zululand, which I found fascinating, learning about the history from, well over 100 years ago.
Yeah, the battlefields area, which is really interesting as well.
The atmosphere, the accommodation standard, but the accommodation throughout the tour has been absolutely brilliant.
Yeah, the hotels have been really good. We're currently in a Marriott property on Knysna Harbour, and last night was the first kind of time we were able to kind of go out off-site, and this morning we've had some free time to go and explore.
I've been on a few tours before, both group and private. This has just been incredible. The group's been fantastic, haven't they?
Yeah, the customers have really gelled, haven't they? They're all kind of like really dining together, having drinks together, really enjoying themselves, and that's something I've really liked seeing them all just really getting on.
They're really getting on, going out for dinner together. It's been really lovely.
Yeah, it's been great. It's been a really, really good trip. So Jamie, this is your first experience of an escorted tour, so how have you found it?
It's been amazing. I mean, everything's taken care of. I mean, Sylvia, the guide, just does everything seamlessly. From arriving at hotels, your luggage is taken care of. There's no checking in at the hotel. The keys are there waiting. and then every day there's something else to look forward to,
Yeah.
and nothing to think about. So just having a good time and enjoying the experience.
It, yeah. And it's a really hassle-free way to travel, isn't it? We haven't had to worry about the driving, the navigating. It's been such an amazing trip. And is there anything that has kind of like stood out to you? Anything you thought maybe would be different, or?
I mean, South Africa is a country that just keeps on giving. It's like, you know, a world in one country, from the safaris, road trips, the scenery. I mean, down here at Cape of Good Hope today, the scenery is just amazing. We've just seen seals over there, birds, and all sorts of things. So yeah, it's
fantastic. And how would you now sell an escort tour to your customers?
Oh, with ease. You know, you would basically reassure them that everything's taken care of. They can. I mean, we've got single people on the group this time. They're mingling well with the whole group. So it's just a holiday for anybody. Anybody who wants everything included and taken care of.
Yeah. And there is a real mix of age on the group as well as within the group. You know, there's a real mix of different customers, definitely.
Definitely all ages, all groups. I mean, you've got couples, singles, you know, I'd come on a trip like this myself. So yeah, it's really easy.
Fantastic. I'm so glad you had a good time.
Yep, brilliant.
Oh, that brings back the best memories ever.
Great
So-
trip you had, Lloyd. It brings a warmth to my heart being from South Africa. It makes me a bit homesick actually, because I mean, it's just the most beautiful place, isn't it?
It's absolutely incredible. It's one of the most magical holiday experiences I have ever had. It's amazing. And they often describe South Africa as a world in one country. You know, it's got so much to offer, including the cosmopolitan cities. So this particular tour visits Cape Town, which is often voted as you know, one of the best cities in the world, and you know, it does live up to that expectation. You've got the stunning landscapes, the epic wildlife. You know, that was just a huge highlight for me. I think I've got like goosebumps just like looking at all those wonderful animals. And yeah, it you know, having that wildlife is it's kind of a pinch me moment. It's amazing. You know, the fascinating history, excellent food, and world class wine, which some of you guys are going to be tasting in a little while as well. So, and we're gonna talk to you a little bit more about the tour and talk to you about some of the highlights. So, as I mentioned, this is a 16-day tour. So it covers 3 different provinces of South Africa. And your customers will enjoy 1 night in Johannesburg. We'll then spend 3 nights in Kruger. We'll spend the following 2 nights in the Battlefields area. And we then fly to the Western Cape. So we fly from Johannesburg to George, where we have 2 nights in Knysna, a couple of nights in the Winelands, and then finishing up with 3 nights in Cape Town. So it's a real highlight of, I think, everything that's a kind of a must-see in South Africa. Flights are always included, so any Riviera tour, they're always included. So flights included from the UK, and often on this particular tour, the tour manager will actually travel from the UK with our guests on the flight as well. So you have that kind of comfort blanket.
Yeah.
Right from when you leave your airport departure point. This tour represents incredible value for money as well, Rox. You know, we've got departures available in 2025 from just $2,849 per person.
Yeah, I mean, for 16 days, that's
flights
fantastic.
With everything we're including. I think that's absolutely phenomenal value for money. So you can also book this tour now right up to the end of 2027. So this particular one's on sale right through to 2027. So you know, you've got customers wanting to book early. We do have this available. One of the biggest takeaways from my experience with just how hassle-free you know, touring with Riviera is. So you travel with a wonderful tour manager. Sylvia, who was our tour manager, had actually been on this tour 40 times before. So she'd operated this tour 40 times before, which I think
she's an expert.
absolutely incredible. So we really do have some of the very best tour managers in the business. And I think, when you're heading to some of these long haul destinations, things like safety is a definite thing you have to consider. And Sylvia is amazing. And all of our other tour managers are incredible. And having that destination knowledge is money can't buy experience. So having that safety net and all of the knowledge that they have, I think is certainly one of the biggest standouts for me. There's also no driving, no navigating, meaning your customers are able just to sit back, relax, and really enjoy the journey. They don't have to worry about parking, about driving. It's a really, really easy process. Obviously, we're including accommodation, and I'll talk to you a little bit more about the standards that we have when it comes to accommodation. This tour includes breakfast every single day, along with 2 lunches and 4 dinners. So, good amount of meals covered. And the cost of living in South Africa, as you know, Rox, is so cheap.
The to the rand is a pretty good exchange rate.
It's incredible. I think that was one of the one things that really blew me away as well. I just couldn't believe, like, you were buying these beautiful bottles of wine, you were having these gorgeous meals, and it was just not costing hardly anything. It was just every time I paid for something, I was like, how is that so cheap? I think one day I bought like 2 beers, a couple of glasses of wine, a couple of soft drinks, and it wasn't even like £15.
Yeah, no, it's
tourist area,
great value for money.
Yeah, amazing value for money. So there's lots included. It's also good to mention that we do operate this particular tour as a solo exclusive tour as well. So I know you've heard in different sessions about the wonderful solo program we offer as well. So with the solo program, they get the meet and greet at the UK airport departure point. It's a smaller group, and the tour manager will do a really good job of bringing everyone together. So if you do have any solo guests, you can book this for them as a solo specific tour as well. One of the other things I noticed about South Africa is there's hardly any time difference. So there's very little jet lag. I know when I've been to like Western Canada before, the jet lag just takes a couple of days to kind of get over, and you don't have that worry in South Africa. So it's a good long haul destination to sell if you've got customers that haven't been long haul before. So we're going to talk you through some of the highlights. You can see kind of the tour map there, and this tour map's available on all of our tours, and it's a really, really easy guide to kind of talk through your customers on where they're going to visit on their tour. So moving on to the next slide, I think it's quite easy to say that one of my biggest highlights was in Kruger. So on this particular tour, we spent 3 nights in Kruger. We have 1 complete full day game drive included as standard. And then we also have the option to tailor make your clients' kind of plans with a full free day in Kruger as well. So there's some options there where they can, there is an opportunity to just chill in the hotel all day, but I don't think you'd want to be doing that when you're in.
It depends how many of the big 5 you've seen. And
absolutely,
do you want to
you've
keep
seen them all.
searching,
You might just think, absolutely, I'm just going to have a chill day. But there is then the opportunity for your customers to add either another full day or half a day. So there are early mornings in Kruger. So if you've had, that one early morning, you could opt for an afternoon game drive instead of a morning. So that's quite nice.
Yeah,
as well.
And you see a completely different game as well on the mornings compared to the afternoons. Yeah,
absolutely. And we also have a Buffalo Rock excursion. I'm going to play another video in a second because we were lucky enough to do that, and it was just incredible. So when you're in the national park, we have these specially adapted 4x4 vehicles. You get your local ranger. And you just get so up close and personal with wildlife, and it's a very surreal experience. Safari's been on my bucket list since I've worked in travel, and I've just never made it. And it was just, as I said, the most incredible experience ever. And we've got some more pictures to show you of the group, so just enjoying some sundown drinks, and you can see one of the safari vehicles that we had there, and our wonderful local guide in Kruger as well. So yeah, it's a phenomenal experience. Kruger National Park is the same size as Wales, so same size as my home country.
Crazy to think, isn't it?
Absolutely crazy. And it's every turn every corner you turn, you're really kind of looking out. We were really lucky. We saw lions, we saw elephants, and loads of giraffe. We didn't see a couple of the big 5 But that's another reason to go back then, isn't it? So
exactly. It's always a reason to go back to South Africa.
we're going to play another video in a second. So this video is just to show you one of the optional excursions we have in Kruger. So on the free day, your clients can add on Buffalo Rock. So this is a kind of very authentic camping experience in Kruger National Park. So you're in the heart of the national park. They are luxury tented accommodation with private en-suites. And then on this particular extra, your clients will also get a morning bushwalk led by an experienced ranger who will introduce you to the bush's natural wonders. And then you'll have a bit of a leisurely kind of morning, a couple of hours to relax at Buffalo Rock before heading out on an afternoon sunset safari, which again is just you drive, at the end of the safari, you're driving round Kruger with these big torches, still trying to find the wildlife, which is just amazing. We glanced at a leopard. We didn't. I can't say I saw one, but we glanced at one. So yeah, and you
I
get your
still claim it, Lloyd.
yeah, I still claim that one. And this, I think, is a really nice, authentic experience. And you have to get escorted back to your tents in the evening because you're in the bush. So there's animals still wandering around and stuff. And one of the guys that worked at Buffalo Rock, he was sending me all these videos on WhatsApp of like elephants coming into the camp and stuff. And it's amazing. It's absolutely incredible.
Bucket list experience.
Yeah, really is. I've got a video that I use on social media when I was on this tour. So we're going to play that and just show you around the campsite. Hi everyone, day 4 of our South African tour, and we are currently at Buffalo Rock Lodge. We're here overnight tonight, right in the heart of Kruger National Park, so a really authentic experience. We're actually going to be staying on site in one of the tents this evening, so let me show you around. So these are the tents that we're going to be staying in tonight. Lovely
Super
stuff.
cool.
Amazing, isn't it? And then moving on to one of my other highlights. So the scenery and the feel of South Africa, I think, really changes from the Kruger area down to the Western Cape. So we fly from Johannesburg to George, and we stay a couple of nights in the port town of Knysna, which is really nice. And the hotel we use there, you're able to kind of walk out and go on to the harbour area and have dinner and stuff. So it's a really nice hotel. And one of the excursions we include there is a visit to the Featherbeds Nature Reserve. It's a really nice chilled day. The vibe's just really, really nice. It starts to get a little bit calmer after those kind of busy days up in Kruger and the battlefield. So a nice kind of morning at leisure, and then we make our way. So it's a ferry ride over to Featherbeds Nature Reserve from Knysna, and you just have some time to relax there. And there's a 4x4 vehicle ride to explore the nature reserve. And then there's also an optional and I must add easy downhill scenic walk, followed by a very delicious buffet lunch under the canopy there at the Featherbeds Resort. And it's a really nice day out. So that's another one of my top highlights of the trip. And then I think, you have to mention Cape Town and the amazing excursion. So we have a full day out there. So we go to Cape Peninsula. So we leave kind of Cape Town area and travel through the breathtaking scenic Chapman's Peak Drive. And the scenery is just beautiful. The beaches near Cape Town are phenomenal. We went out in Camps Bay one evening for dinner, and the beaches are just breathtaking.
It's stunning, isn't it? Yeah.
They are really, really gorgeous. Then we travelled to the Cape of Good Hope Nature Reserve. So that's the most southwestern point on the African continent. And you really do feel like you're on the kind of end of the world. It's a phenomenal experience. And then followed by the Boulders Beach visit. So we get to visit the penguins there at Boulders Beach before returning to the city in the afternoon. It's also good to just talk a little bit about the free time. So we have a full free day in Cape Town as well. So that's always really, really good to mention. And on that free day, again, you are completely free to do as you wish. You can take the full day optional Walk to Freedom tour, including Robben Island, or the half day Walk to Freedom tour. The hotels we use in Cape Town, which is the Southern Sun waterfront, it's really close to the V&A Centre. So you can use the free shuttle bus that takes you back and forth to the V&A waterfront, which is a really nice area in Cape Town. And I think we have to kind of obviously cover a little bit about the things we do in Cape Town. So we also visit the Botanical Gardens and Table Mountain. So some of the images you can see there from what I've taken. So a wander through the exotic Kirstenbosch Botanical Gardens and enjoy some free time in Cape Town. And of course, the visit to Table Mountain, which we all know is one of the 7 wonders of the world. So it can be tricky sometimes to get up to Table Mountain with the weather. So they'll do their very best. So they'll work around when the weather's good to take you up to Table Mountain. So yeah, you get that up to Table Mountain, which again, great experience. And I definitely recommend. I actually did the Walk to Freedom tour on our free day. I really wanted a free day after touring for 16 days, but I was adamant I really wanted to kind of see as much as I could. So yeah, it really is an amazing tour. Obviously, I can go on and talk about all the included experience. I just wanted to highlight some of my kind of personal favourites. I think I just wanted to also cover off a little bit more about the accommodation standards. So you know the standard accommodation we use is you know a mix of 3 and 4 star hotels. My favourite property is the hotel we use in Kruger, which is the Buffalo, not the Buffalo Rock. Which one are we on now? The name's just completely gone from my head. I've completely forgotten. I'm saying it's my favourite hotel stop. But yeah, it's a great hotel. It's right on the Sabi River. So there we have in the evenings the wildlife will come up onto the lawn, and yeah, you can spot all the different wildlife. So that's really nice as well. So you know, kind of traditional. And then we also use things like the Southern Sun Waterfront Hotel in Cape Town, which I've talked about. The Protea Hotel in Neisner, which is a Marriott hotel, the Indaba Hotel in Johannesburg. So all good standard of hotels there as well. So, you know, good standards. And as I say, breakfast included every single day. The meal quality is really, really good. And I think you can see the hotel there we're using. But I want to say Buffalo Rock, but it's completely gone from my mind.
Hippo Hollow.
Hippo Hollow, no. Yeah, Hippo Hollow, yes. Yeah. Yes, this is the Hippo Hollow Hotel we stay in Kruger. Yeah, really kind of a bit more authentic, a really nice property. So yeah, that's the South Africa tour. As I say, it's one of our top selling long haul tours. Yeah, it's a phenomenal tour, and I'd definitely recommend to your customers about getting that booked. So yeah, I think we're going to do some wine tasting now, Rox. I think
why not? Should we crack open our wines? And you know, I thought, being from South Africa myself, you know, we thought, oh, should we do little wine bottles for wine tasting? But no, that's not how we do it in South Africa. It's full size bottles. So we thought we'd send you guys some wine. So some of you would have got some wine. So I thought we will start with the Chenin Blanc, which is the white wine.
Okay.
So if you want to crack it open.
So this is the white wine. I'm not going to be able to drink too much because I've got to drive this evening. So, little taste for me.
Little taster. So, a Chenin Blanc is, I think, a little bit lighter than a Sauvignon Blanc. So it is really great when you're in South Africa because obviously the climate is, quite warm in South Africa. So definitely, like on a summer's day, a Chenin Blanc is super refreshing. So if you just smell it, give it a smell. It smells quite, it's quite tropical. You can imagine it like, summer's day, maybe you in Camps Bay, by the beach, or obviously we do wine tasting on our tours, on our South Africa tour, don't we, in Stellenbosch, Lloyd?
Yeah.
And I know we also go to Franschhoek as well, and do wine tasting in Franschhoek as well.
Yeah.
Yes, yeah. So there's quite a few. I think there's a couple of different wineries that we go to. Where they'll show you obviously how the wine's made, and you go through a whole bunch of different varietals. But for me, my favourite white varietal is a Chenin Blanc. Many South Africans will say it's a Sauvignon Blanc, but I like a Chenin Blanc. It's a little bit lighter. So if you're smelling this one, it's quite tropical. Have a little taste.
Mm.
I can see some some people are a little bit. So the name of the Chenin Blanc is, I can see Gail's asked. So it's from this white one that we're tasting now is called, I'm going to say it's how you would say it in South Africa. You would say waterval, because it would be Afrikaans, but it's spelled Waterval. But you pronounce in South Africa, a W is pronounced as a V, and a V is pronounced as an F. So just a little bit of Afrikaans lesson there for you guys. So it's from the Waterval estate, which is it's in Wellington. That is near Robertson. So that is also in the Western Cape. So I'm getting a bit of guava, a bit of pineapple, maybe like a little bit of citrus. I don't know, Lloyd. What are you getting there? Are you on the same page?
Literally just tastes like wine.
And you know what?
You mean the tropical taste, though. Sorry. You can see why I'm not doing the wine tasting bit of this.
My husband gets so annoyed with me because when we go out for meals, I'm always like, give me the wine list. I need, because being from South Africa, obviously we spoilt for choice with wines. But yeah, I tend to agree. I agree with you there, Nicola. I much prefer a Chenin Blanc to a Sauvignon Blanc. It's just a little bit lighter. So this is also nice because in South Africa, there's quite a lot of spices in the dishes as well. I mean, not everything's spicy in South Africa, but there's quite a lot of different flavors, different spices. So this goes really well with like a nice spicy curry or something like that. Something with like a little bit of spice. Yeah, it just really tones it down. So
I really enjoyed it. Is it the Cape Malay food in Cape
Yes,
Town?
Cape Malay. Yeah,
that.
like a bobotie. Yeah, getting all of those spices like cinnamon and all that. Yeah, it's really, really good. I mean, South African food is it's phenomenal in general, I think. I might be being biased here. But yeah, so Chenin Blanc originated in France, the varietal, but it's massive in South Africa just because of the climate and the soil, and that it just grows really, really well in South Africa. And people like myself just prefer it as a white varietal. So
really nice. I'll be saving this for the weekend, I think. Rocks.
Definitely, it's nice. If you've have it in the fridge, nice and chilled. I mean, if you prefer it with some ice, that's you can do. But at a South African wine farm, it is sacrilege to put ice in your white wine or your rosé wine because obviously it dilutes the flavor of the wine. So so try not to do that if you go wine tasting in South Africa. Should we move on to the red wine now? So the red wine that I chose is also from the Waterval estate. So it's a Pinotage varietal, which is indigenous to South Africa. So it's a varietal that you can get in other countries, but it is from South Africa. It was invented in South Africa. So basically, it is a cross between a Pinot Noir and a Cinsault. Actually, it was first discovered by someone in Stellenbosch in 1924, but the first planting and production of it was done in the 1950s. So I thought we've got to have a bit of pinotage because it is obviously indigenous to South Africa. It's literally one of my favorite red wines. If I go out in the UK and I see that they've got pinotage on the wine list, I'm ordering it.
You order
It's because it's a blend of it's got the Pinot Noir in there. It's also a much lighter red, so it's not so heavy, you know, like your Shiraz and Cab Sav. It's more towards like the lighter end, so like the Merlot, Pinot Noir. So yeah, you can even see by the color it's a little bit lighter than most red wines. So if you have a sniff, oh yeah, oh that smells good. Have a little taste.
I think I prefer the white.
You prefer the white?
I think I do.
I'm a massive red drinker. I love a red wine. So I'm getting a bit of berries, I think. Berries, red fruit, a little bit of spice there. Ooh. So the one thing about this and about pinotage as well is that the tannins on this wine is really good. So when I say tannins, basically it's like the structure of the wine. So if you swirl your glass around, and then you can see
Sticks, is it?
this, yeah, the more sticky it is to the glass, that means that the tannins are better in the wine. So this wine has some really, really good tannins on it, and it also creates that almost dryness feeling at the end in your mouth. So that's how you know that it's a really good red wine. So cheers. Hope you're all enjoying it. But obviously it's a preference thing. Some people prefer white, some people prefer red. But yeah, I love a pinotage, so I don't know what everyone thinks. Whoever's got the wine.
Is saying
What do you think of
wine, much
what do you think
prefer.
of the pinotage if you're a red wine drinker?
We've got a couple of people saying that Justin says he loves the red. Got a couple of people saying they prefer white. So I think it's a 50-50 split by the looks of it.
Cool. Do we have any questions
We do have
on
a
here that we need to order, that we need to answer?
A couple of questions. So what is the group size on this tour? So this particular tour for 2025, it can be upwards of 40 guests. And for 2026, all of our long haul tours, the max group size on the classic tours will be just 36 guests per departure. And then for this particular tour for 2026, we actually will be introducing a signature option. So with the signature tour, they get some nice kind of extra bonus excursions and a smaller group size of just averagely 22 guests, max 25. So we do cater for those kind of much smaller groups, and we are listening to the client's feedback, and we're making the group sizes smaller as well. So for 2026, this will be max 36 on a classic and 25 max on a signature. But there's lots of comments. I don't know if I've seen any other questions.
I saw there was one, I think Lizette asked about how long it takes to go up in the cable car for Table Mountain.
Yeah, I kind of responded.
I
think I've responded in the chat,
okay.
But I think from memory, it's only a couple of minutes and you're up.
Yeah, it is quite quick.
Yeah, very quick.
Yeah, it is quite quick. But also the floor rotates as well.
Yeah, it does.
So you get to you get to go like literally like a 360 view. So it's really cool.
Yeah.
Does anybody else have any other questions for us on South Africa? I see. Okay, Annabelle's asked about safety in South Africa. So I don't know if you. I mean, I'm a South African, so I don't know, Lloyd, if you want to take that one and just talk about your safety and how you felt on the tour?
I think on an escorted tour, you feel very safe because you're being driven. You've got your tour manager, you've got your local guide. So on this particular tour, the local guide is from South Africa, so you feel very very safe, and they will recommend where they think it's safe to go and not to go. I do personally think there is a kind of a safety element. You have to be careful in South
You
Africa.
have to be streetwise.
You
That's
have to
it.
be
Yeah.
streetwise, and I think the listen to what the tour manager is telling you. If they're saying maybe to avoid certain areas, that would definitely be recommended. I also think a lot of the Cape Town hotel, for instance, they run a shuttle bus to and fro the waterfront. So I took that shuttle bus every time. Instead of kind of walking it, even though it was walkable. I think it's like anywhere you go these days, it's just taking that kind of, that extra precaution, maybe advising customers not to take too much like expensive jewelry and things like that. I think that's pretty kind of standard policy with lots of cities. But I did feel very safe on the tour because we were always within that kind of safety blanket. And Sylvia knew the destination so well, and she would maybe say to us, I would maybe avoid certain areas, and that was really helpful, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
There's another question here about wheelchair users on this tour. I don't think we can accommodate wheelchair users. It just depends kind of on their specific mobility. This is a very kind of, there's busy days on this particular tour, and it kind of there's certain kind of areas. I think, from my personal opinion, there may be restrictions. We do have like a dedicated team at Riviera that will like kind of assess each individual needs. So I think it's always important to still check with us. But yeah, from my understanding, I don't think it would be suitable. Rocks.
Yeah. Agree. And then are the flights economy? The standard flights that are included are economy flights. But yes, you can upgrade the flights, and they are commissionable as well. Flight
Yeah.
upgrades, so one to bear in mind as well.
Every element of the package you book with Riviera is fully commissionable.
But yes, yeah. Just going back to the safety. I mean, I totally agree with Lloyd. I mean, it's nothing to worry about. Yeah, just as long as streetwise, you're not walking around on your mobile. And during your free time, you can always just ask the tour manager, if there's anywhere not to go. And the tour manager will literally just guide your clients every step of the way. So
Yeah,
nothing to be worried about.
I've just noticed Justin asking about porterage as well, probably something I should have mentioned. So
Oh
yeah,
yeah.
porterage is included in every hotel. So yeah, really nice. You get that included. And yeah, all the cases are looked after, so you don't have to be dragging them to and through your room. So yeah, that's included.
Okay. And then is there child restriction? So on our tours, what's the age for
Yeah,
tours? Do you remember, Lloyd,
I
for
think we need to
kids?
check the specific ages, so we can come back to you. Normally, I believe it's over the age of 12, but I think you
Yeah.
put in the comments the restrictions with Kruger, so I'd like to double check just to be sure. But if we can note your details down, who was asking that, Rox, and we can maybe try and get back to that agent.
It was
Uh,
Gail
Gail
Stevens.
Stevens. Okay. We'll try and get your email address, Gail, and we'll let you know. Because I want to be
Yeah.
sure with the answer on that particular one.
Yeah, I mean, personally, I've been on quite a few trips to Kruger myself, and I have seen young kids. So I don't think that they have a specific age restriction themselves, but I'm thinking just more for us that we allow on our tours. I think for tours it's 10, and then for river cruises it's 12. But yeah, we'll double check on that, Gail, and get back to you.
We'll let you guys know on that one.
In the future, will there be tours with safari trips other than Kruger, as quite a few clients are looking for other options? I mean, Jason, that's that's some great feedback for us to pass over to the product team. Specifically in South Africa, I agree with you. There are so many options to go on safari, so many. Also, even in KwaZulu-Natal, there's some great options as well. So we'll definitely feed that back. But we do also have a tour to Kenya as well. If anyone, any of your clients are interested, that also includes safari.
We've got
Obviously, it's
Botswana
a little
as
bit
well.
different. Yeah, a little bit different to South Africa. But then we've also got the Victoria Falls, Botswana, and Cape Town trip as well. So that obviously includes the safari element in Botswana, and then you get to see the amazing Victoria Falls and then experience Cape Town. So
Yeah.
also
And we're,
a good
like
one.
Roxy said, we're always looking at new opportunities. Our project team are always looking at those. And I think wildlife is one of those things that people just are so interested in. I've also just managed to get the answer for the age restriction. So
Oh yeah.
minimum age on that particular one's 9. So we've all
Okay.
learned
There
something
you
there.
go. There we go.
I didn't know that. So yeah, minimum age is 9 on that one.
Yeah. Okay, great. So yes, Sarah, we do solos for South Africa. We've got a dedicated solo tour to South Africa, so that's for dedicated solo travelers. It's quite nice because then they're traveling with like-minded solo travelers, and in past experiences they've actually made loads of friends on the trip. So that's quite cool. And then agent deals. I know we don't offer agent rates, but I think I'd asked Darren this question, and I think we offer an extra 5%
That's it.
commission. We do,
Yeah.
don't we? So you'd get an extra 5% commission, obviously, back if you book the holiday for yourself.
Yeah.
Nicola.
I think that's all the questions. I think we've covered most of the stuff there. I'm just trying to just do one final swoop.
Lovely.
Yes.
And
All
then
good.
yeah, we just going to obviously wrap up today for TTG Riviera Fest. We hope that you guys have had a great day and it's been super beneficial and you've learned loads of stuff. But we will be back tomorrow with the final day of TTG Riviera Fest. Very exciting. So I believe it starts at 11:40, and that will be with our Mekong and Nile river cruises. So just something a little bit different that we offer. And then we'll also be following that up with our TTG Riviera Fest quiz. So hopefully you have all learned a lot during this week and you take part of the quiz because we are obviously giving away those fam trip places to Morocco. So make sure that you tune in tomorrow and try and get yourself one of those fam trip places. So thank you so much from
Thanks.
myself and Lloyd. And yeah, we'll see you guys tomorrow.
Take care. Bye.
Bye.